Hey folks, how you guys doing? Hope you're all having a great day today. Hopefully your day is just as good as my day has been going so far. Today's just been a fantastic day, right? Right off the bat, this morning, right after breakfast, got the flashcards out with my daughter, and it's the alphabet flashcards. And she's 2 months shy of 2 years old right now, which is crazy to think about. But she's starting to really talk a lot and string together words, and we can have conversations somewhat. It's fascinating. But we did the alphabet flashcards this morning. A is for apple, and there's an apple. B is for bird, or whatever. And it's awesome. Like as soon as we get done saying it, well, can you say apple? And she'll say apple. And not every one of them is perfect. Like was it zebra is Ibra, right? But it's so fascinating watching her learn and be able to do something new every single day. So that was a great start to the day. Came out here and designed a set of tables for my dad, which is something I've been wanting to do for a while. Probably the next project, which I'll get into in just a second. And then took a break from that to randomly go pick up my wife from work to have a lunch together randomly. And it's just been a great day. Hopefully your day is going just as well. That's awesome. So the first thing on my list, I've got a list of stuff as usual, the lid orientation for expansion and contraction. So the last project that I did, that's memorial box. It's important to note that if you do something like that, make sure you have the grain on the lid. If it's a solid wood lid, have the grain perpendicular to the travel of the lid itself, right? So the bottom panel was a piece of plywood. It was completely captured, and I used plywood. Well, is it plywood? It's MDF core with just 2 layers of plywood, or of 2 veneer layers, top and bottom. Anyway, MDF core plywood on the bottom panel, and it was completely captured plywood because of the stability reasons. Didn't want to do that on the top because you're going to see the edges as you pull the lid out. So we obviously I picked a piece of solid walnut to do that. And that's a kind of large piece of solid wood for a lid. So you have to take that into consideration that it's going to expand and contract. So you don't want to do a solid panel like that and have it captured. Obviously you can have some expansion and contraction room, but for a lid like that, it is going to expand and contract. And if you have the grain going parallel to the direction of the lid, then your expansion and contraction direction is still limited by the sides. So if you do a solid wood lid like that, make sure that the grain is perpendicular to the direction of the lid travel. And that question got brought up in a conversation I was having over the weekend, so I figured I'd just say it here. Next thing on the list is a set of tables for my dad. So this is going to be a fun little quick project. He's going to be visiting in a couple weeks, and I want to get it done before he gets here so that he can take it back home with him. And just kind of experimenting with the design a little bit. I want to do some type of green and green influence, but not just full-blown green and green, right? I like the little cloud lift, I think is what it's called. Using that and maybe some slots you see sometimes on green and green type stuff. Anyway, I'll put on the screen the design that I came up with for, it's going to be 1 coffee table, 2 end tables. And my question is, do you like better the curved legs or the straight taper legs? Regardless, both inside faces of all the legs are going to have something done to them. And it's going to taper or curve taper. That's going to remove about half of the width in both directions at the foot. So it's going to be much narrower at the feet. I personally really like the curved leg look, but everybody, not even a single person, not even a single person agrees with me. Everybody that I've shown in person, likes the straight leg taper better. So what are your thoughts? I'm curious to know if I'm the only person out there that likes the curved legs. I don't know. I'll probably just stick with the straight legs, considering so many people like it. But that's going to be upcoming. That's the next project. That's going to be all out of ash. And I don't think I'm going to embellish it in any way with secondary wood, a little accent wood here and there. I think it's just going to be straight up ash tables. But that's that. Next thing on the list is still making CNC workbenches. So not too long ago, I put out a couple feeler questions here and there on social media, email, and I think on one of these vlog videos of if there was any interest in a small run of workbenches, if somebody would be interested in buying them. And there was enough interest to justify going on with the project, but with this whole COVID thing, and then also I'm holding off on sourcing a better leg vise option. I've kind of put the brakes on that, right? So the whole COVID thing needs no explanation, but a better leg vise option. So on this particular workbench, the Pine workbench, it has a scaffold leveling leg with a lathe turned hub assembly for the leg vise, right? And that was made by Dima Gamayunov. You can find him on YouTube and on Instagram. He made a few of these kits to sell, and I think it became a situation where the profit margin just wasn't there. So he moved on from that product and no longer does it. So on my second workbench, the one back there on the wall, I used a actual vise screw. That was a Yoast brand. Excuse me, my allergies today. Yoast brand screw. And since I made that video, I guess the demand for it, I see a lot of people buying it through my Amazon affiliate link, so I know there's a lot of people trying to buy it. But they've continuously gone up in price, which, you know, if there's a higher demand, you can do that, right? Capitalism, yay for capitalism. And where was I going with that? Oh, it's currently unavailable, has been unavailable for a while. So I'm holding off on the workbenches until I can figure out an actual good, reliable source for leg vise screws, and we found one, and that is from Taylor Toolworks. Mike Taylor, the guy who started Taylor Toolworks, which is a small business, mainly hand tool type stuff, no power tools, but a huge variety of stuff on their website with extremely competitive prices. I'll have a link in the description you can check out. But I've been working with Mike on some little bit of R&D type stuff and trying to, you know, figure out a few things. But we were able to come up with a nearly identical situation, leg vise screw, right? So he's starting the manufacturing process on it. So the end goal is to have a equal or greater quality leg vise screw compared to the Yoast one that I have over there, but at a much better price and at a enough quantity where supply is not going to be a tremendous issue or anything like that. So I'm holding off on that, and I will eventually make that small run of CNC workbenches. But I don't have any desire, I have no desire to get into the whole production game, right? I don't want to do production work, but I find that interesting, you know, optimizing and maximizing efficiency. So all that stuff's interesting to me. I want to do like a run of about 5 workbenches or so, but I want to present it in such a way that all that information is out there so that anybody who has, say, a larger CNC machine like something like I've got, they can take that information and basically you could build a business out of it, right? If you could batch out a bunch of workbenches on a CNC machine and maintain a really high quality standard, a really high precise, you know, joinery, everything is nice and solid, everything is quality, then that's a business opportunity for somebody out there. So I think it would be very interesting to just jump in from a efficiency and engineering standpoint and see if somebody out there could actually take that and you know, become profitable with it. That would be awesome. That'd be really cool. So that's my kind of perspective and path with that. Speaking of Mike Taylor, Taylor Toolworks, I've been working with them a little bit, like I said, and he's got a couple interesting things in the works for workbenches, work holding type stuff. I'm really excited to share that stuff once it arrives. So I don't know what that was. I guess be on the lookout for some cool workbench holding stuff. What else? My last thing on the list was in 2 months my daughter will be 2 years old. Smiley face. Today's a great day. That's all I got. You guys take care. Have a great day, and I'll talk to you in the next video.